Welcome along to tonight's qualifying session here. It is 1 hour of good, hard, fast, but probably the fastest laps you can get out of the guys here this evening in order to qualify for the big event, which is the 24-hour race for the Christie charity. And it's not the first time SSRI have helped out the Christie charity, so it's good to see this annual charity event back. And yeah, it's going to be very interesting. From what I've heard so far, we're up to about 1,500 rays so far. If there's a link in the description, I'm not too sure. Please get onto it or join the Discord and donate what you can. The more we raise, the better again. And of course, we're probably in the greatest track known to man for GT racing, especially for an endurance here this evening. And this is the legendary, the absolute greatest track, Bathurst as well. So it's going to be great fun. Chris Hill is sweating, hoping that Oliver doesn't ruin that in here this evening, but sure, we'll see how he goes on out there. But yeah, no, this track here, it's quite a technical one for 24 hours, and I've seen in the Discord as well that there's a few solos. I don't know how they're going to last 24 hours, especially on the mountain section here as well. It's tough to keep an hour solid, never mind 24 hours. And yeah, the best thing to do as well, if you are looking to get involved, make sure to save from 12 p.m. live on this YouTube channel. Subscribe to it as well so you don't miss it. We will be live for the full 24 hours. Comms up till about 12 a.m. and then there's a small break to about 6 or 7 p.m. Then we're back live all the way to the finish. And of course, you'll be egging on your friends, family, teammates, and all the other drivers as well, because at the end of the day, it's not only racing hard against each other, it's for a great cause also, and that makes it all the better. And yeah, shout out to everyone in SSRI to be able to run this as well. I think this is the 4th year. It's the 3rd year that I've been doing a bit of comms. Is it 4 years, Chris? Yeah, that's crazy. That's brilliant. And every year they've raised great money. And is there any auctions left, Chris? Sorry. Brilliant. So there is some auctions. The link, it's on the SSRI website as well. You'll be able to get into it there as well, and get bidding as well. And when does the auction close, Chris? You might as well give me all the details. Brilliant. So yeah, so after Sunday, just after the event, shortly after, the winning bids then will be it. So you've got still a bit of time to get some bids in up until Sunday, kind of 12 p.m. Is when you can get your bids in. And unfortunately, there's no pizza with Chris, I don't think, in this year. So Oliver will be disappointed, I'm sure. All the fans in SSRI will be as well. But it should be good fun. Hopefully, it won't be too long till the drivers are on track within the next minute or two. But yeah, make sure as well that if you want to see a particular lap or a particular team on, get into the chats, let us know what team you'd like to see or what car number, and we'll do our very best to try and accommodate everyone who is watching this evening. And you're all very welcome here today. And yeah, I think it's going to be an exciting hour. That's why I love qualifying probably more than races sometimes, because they're just on the limits all the time. And I'm sure we're going to see a few people backwards down Skyline as well. So it's great that you have the hour to do the qualifying, because it's very easy to get blocked by another car as well. And don't be afraid to follow all the Simsport socials there, as you see coming up there: Facebook, Instagram. Get involved. The more kind of coverage SSRI get, hopefully bigger sponsors come to them down the road as well. As you see a few up there supporting, and of course the Christie charity there as well. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, absolutely. We'll go on to the track guide there. Chris has everything ready for me. So coming down to turn 1, I can't remember half of these names. I'm very ill prepared. I'm not too long out from work, but I'll be more prepared on Saturday. So coming down the main straight here, the main thing is you need to brake as late as you can between the 100 and the 50, and not go too far wide here on the exit, as it will absolutely ruin the speed down the straight, because it really does hurt you. If you get turn 1 wrong, look how long this straight is, and you can only imagine the time. I've seen people lose up to a second just on a slightly bad exit. And then it's flat out up here until you see the little road on the left hand side there. You'd normally brake a little bit harder there, and down to about 3rd gear. Some braver faster drivers being 4th gear then. starting to make their way up the mountain here. And side by side up here is quite sketchy because this little left kink, you're taking it pretty much flat out, but then going hard on the brakes down to about first gear on entry and second gear on exit as we start to go up the mountain here now. And the drivers will be going as close to the wall on the left hand side, opening up the next corner. Obviously, most people will take this flat out. If you get it wrong, it's not going to be flat out, and it's literally going to be flat to the mat. Some people might lift or might drop a gear just to stabilize the cars as they're coming around here, and do not run too wide into that wall, otherwise that would ruin it. And then down to Skyline here, which is probably the most exciting thing. It's flat out, maybe a little bit of a bump there as well, depending on the line you take. Then it's hard on the brakes down to about fourth gear here, slowly into third and possibly into second, depending on the car and the gear in there. And then this is just beautiful, but you will see some mistakes here, and definitely come on Saturday as well. There may be one or two people backwards, but it's a long race. And this is probably the most important corner here. You need to get this one right. If you get this wrong, the amount of speed you'll lose here, and it's a massive amount of time you're going to lose, as it's absolutely flat out. Cars that up to about 282 kilometers an hour, and I know the Ford goes up closer to 290 as well, coming down this bit of a straight past. Is it Dunlop? There used to be a Dunlop bridge there years ago. And then the small kink, you don't want to be sideways. Take two cars abreast here as well. It's very easy then to cars to touch hard on the brakes. The third gear, don't use too much of the carb there, otherwise it'll send you to Narnia. And then you have to open up then the exit as you look down under the Liqui Moly sign, and it's normally in around 100 meters. You're hard on the brakes down to about second gear. You need to go not too wide on the exit as well there. You can use it a little bit, but not abuse it, otherwise you lose time and across the line. I'm expecting a few of the guys here, Chris. If I remember, a decent lap time is in around the 159s, if I remember correctly. It's been a while since I raced it myself, so I'm just using my memory from the last time. But honestly, this track gives me probably the most excitement for doing commentary of any track in the game, because it'll give you everything. It's never ever a dull race in Bathurst as well. So I know you normally choose Kyalami, which I absolutely love, but I'm delighted to see that it is Bathurst for this year as well, or Mount Panorama. It's just absolutely unbelievable. And I think Chris should be driving around in a Jag, but unfortunately he's doing the broadcasting tonight. Oh yeah, do you know what car loves it around here? The Nissan. If the LFM, he's using the LFM Bop actually. Yeah, oh, the Nissan will be absolutely juicy around here. As we have people on track, and in honour here of Gareth P. Longdon there as well. Nice to see. He's a great good friend of Chris is there as well. I didn't know who he was, so apologies for me not knowing too much on that. But it's nice to see that. I love seeing leagues paying remembrance to people who are part of the communities or close to them. And as you see in the bottom there, the aim is to try to get to 5,000 on Saturday. So please get that QR code, scan it, donate what you can. You don't have to be paying millions on it. Whatever you can afford, every bit helps. Absolutely. And yeah, we are on now. Where is it? Skoda. Oh, that's exactly what I'm talking about there. You cannot take it wrong at all. Unfortunately for them, they should have just lifted and braked a bit. I know it probably would have impeded this lap, but it means then they wouldn't have been killed. This is just beautiful. I love watching cars through here. Sorry guys, I just stopped talking when I see that. It's beautiful. That's the one thing I will say about ACC. They make a beautiful looking game, especially for camera views and that as well. This corner here, he probably could have went a little bit closer to the wall, but on exit he's doing grand. The Aston Martin, the one thing I'd say about this car, if you're not used to the game, you'd notice on the lower end it's very hard to get this car moving, so that's maybe why you kept it in first gear longer and revved it out. You really have to use the rev range in this car to get the best out of it. And it seems to be getting a bit of a comeback, the Aston Martin. There was a time it was quite unloved in 1.9. It's great to see it back as he goes hard on the brakes there now. Down into second gear. Fighting the tail of that car, so this is probably just more of an eye, and he still has obviously, what, 2 minutes of practice left. Yeah, so we've got about 2 minutes in there. This left 50 minutes of qualifying is going to be good for them as well. But it's nice to get the lap in on it. So what is it there? It's a fast, oh no, it's a greasy track out there as well, so that's why I'm seeing them kind of going a bit all over the place there, but that happens as well. Let me see. Beautiful. That's absolutely perfect. Grand job. So we're on with Shutter here now in the Aston Martin as well. And Chris, have you noticed it as well? I know the guys can't hear you, but I'll relay it back. Have you noticed that the Aston Martin has become a bit of a resurgence again? Because everybody jumped at the Ford for it being a bit overbopped for one stage. Yeah, oh, I'm loving seeing the Honda back. And I think that's the greatest thing about the Bop. You're seeing the older cars back. Some people will use the Lexus. You'll see the Bentley is very, very popular lately. In the last season of what I used to run, it was super popular, and in other leagues that I know as well. It's great to see all the cars getting a bit of love again. And of course, up in P5 there at the minute for Street is one of the Bentleys. Isn't it nice to see all the different logos and not just Ferraris and McLarens like it used to be? It's so nice. And what I'm gonna do, who is that actually in the Lexus? That Mackenberg, is it? Into the pits he goes. Brilliant stuff. I see just looking at the chats there. Gazuber has it go Untalented Motorsports. What I like to see there, Stefan Hoffman. Oliver will donate £1 for any driver that bins it in the famous Dynamo's ding dong during the race. No clue what he's talking about there, but if it's Oliver, I'm sure it's something interesting. As we're on board there with him, I like the livery. He's gone with a. What? Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That. Yeah, that's really nice to see. And I think he suits CBSR quite a bit as well, because at the end of the day, he's a bit of an alcoholic like the lads. So I'm absolutely loving seeing that. He suits them. They're very fun, and I think that's one thing I will say about CBS. Or you'll see the boys, they share this the camera with you as well for the races, and you see the two rigs side by side and plenty of beer. It's a nice friendly place. I like that. And the track is starting to get a bit busier now as qualifying has finally started. We are 20 seconds in. It's a fast track as well, so a few people might wait for it to get maybe to optimal, but I think fast is probably good to go out now. Is it? It's unlimited set of tires, I'm assuming, here as well. I would assume it. Yeah, I'd assume it is for qualifying. We'll go with that anyway. And sure, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But yeah, if I was everybody here now, try and get out into a nice slot, because this track, the last thing you want there is to be, say, 10 or 12 cars down, and by the time it comes to the last corner, people are bottlenecking trying to get a gap. Your tyres will absolutely drop so much. Looking through the names, good to see Marco Esposito in racing. He's actually in the Ford, which is a change for Marco. He used to drive the Lamborghini. We're on with Rafael Mialo at the minute there in the Lamborghini. I have to say it's still a beautiful looking car, and the noise of that V10, very, very hard to get an eye at. The only thing with the Lambo I would say is just the actual view. If you're using proper cockpit view, it's a little bit blindsided just at the pillars. They're quite chunky pillars there, just see on the left. So you don't want to be nearly triple screening that to really have a good visual. But other than that, an absolutely super car. It was quite a strong car in terms of pop when it was first released. I know it's not as loved as it was. Maybe the Bop was maybe a little bit unkind to it. But doing a great job there is Rafael, finding grip, and as this track is going to keep improving, and hopefully the temperature might jump up a little bit as well. Of course, if anyone's new to watching GT sim racing over the likes of F1, there's massive differences with GTs. You know, they're not just one lap wonders and the tyres are burned out. You can go nearly 10 laps in a row if you wanted and keep getting faster. The tyres are absolutely amazing for that. Don't be afraid then to see cars run a little bit wider. Track limits aren't as vicious as the likes of Formula 1 or even iRacing. So for anyone who's new to maybe watching the ACC racing or is looking to get involved, these are all different things to know. And in the race as well, a big thing is if you do have 3 track cuts, it's not like a 5-second penalty. You'll be getting a drive through, which is much more penalising. So it really teaches you to not abuse the track limits too much. And actually, I do find this is probably the perfect platform if you want to learn good manners and racing etiquette, because it'll definitely keep you in tow. Okay. 10 sets players for qualifying, that's brilliant. Let me have a look. Oh, you put it in the Discord chat, was it? Right, let me jump in. I'm looking at the YouTube chat there going, where is that? It's all good. Okay, so with the cars, I'll go through what cars are actually registered here as well, just by manufacturer. So there's 5 Aston Martin V8s, which is brilliant. You've got 2 Bentley Continentals. You have 9 BMWs. I think that's the most popular car here for this race. 8 Ferraris, 2 Mustangs. To be honest with you, I think that's a bigger shock that there's only 2 Mustangs. Surprised there wasn't more fanboys for the Meta car. 1 Honda NSX, 2 Lamborghinis, a Lexus. Whoever, the lads that are driving that Lexus, not whoever. So Mackenberg, fair play to you. I tip my hat to you. It's great to see someone representing the Lexus. 7 McLarens, 2 Mercedes, 1 Nissan. Tip my hat to the Nissan as well. And to be honest with you, the Nissan's going to have probably one of the best times ever on this track. I was practicing it for an LF Bop race until I found out there was no BOP. Then I had to kind of get rid of the Nissan. I absolutely love that car under LF Bop. They're going to have such a blast. A tiny bit understeery, but once you can drive around that, it's mega fast. It's so fast down the straights. You can defend like an absolute good thing. And there's 4 Porsche 911 GT3s as well. That's absolutely brilliant. It's good to see every brand represented here. Patrick Prince there up in P3 or P13 so far. I'm sure there's a bit more to come from Patrick as well there. Nice looking livery, and that's actually something we should showcase maybe for a minute or two, is the different liveries. It's good to see the creativity that's here this evening. I've seen some with the Christie charity on it and different designs. Some teams will run their actual team liveries, the likes of CBSR. That's absolutely brilliant there, and that's Snack and Sons that we're on with at the minute. A lot of these guys I would have noticed from last year. I think there's quite a few teams that were here last year as well, which is obviously brilliant to see. With SSRI, they do retain these amazing drivers week in, week out. They can race in the leagues as well as showing up then for endurances. And obviously, if you are looking to get involved with racing, join SSRI today. They have several different kind of championships going on, beginner friendly, experience friendly also. Of course, then you get kind of a deeper delve into communities, get to know other teams and possibly even join teams, or if you're ever interested in broadcasting or commentary, definitely get involved. They'll always be more than happy to even help you. If you haven't done it before and you feel you might like it, get involved today. And even if you weren't too confident with commentary, you could even get in contact with me through Chris, and I'm happy to give you tips as well and make sure SSRI always has the best comms. Okay. Nice. That's very handy. So see this Stone Rig brand that's up there now. So Chris has just filled me in with them, and I'd actually really encourage anyone before they actually do get into sim race to maybe even try that. Now it's based in the Manchester area, so this is more kind of area specific. And even if you know of other, you can even Google something close that's similar to this. It might be a good thing for you. So you can actually rent out a rig for about 3/4 of an hour, and actually do some sim race and go with your friends maybe and have a race. I would recommend that, because then you get a full feel of a DD drive as well, and maybe load set pedals and everything else, because it's easy to just randomly go into a loophole of what gear is the best, and everybody has opinions. But it's best to find a feel for you. So that actually might be a very, very handy thing. And a big thank you to them also, because they had sponsored a photo shoot for the Krista charity a few months back. Chris has informed me as well. So definitely support small companies like that as well. Absolutely love seeing that. So yeah, definitely give them a shout, or even just have a look at them online. And if you're ever in that area, definitely pop into them. That's absolutely brilliant. And no bother at all. And with SimuCube as well, they're kind of more the expensive side of sim rigs as well. So that's more, I think, for the experience. Unless you have that kind of money and you're future proofing yourself, you could actually then go along with SimuCube. Look at it as a long term investment if it's something that you're really into, because it's absolute quality products. And yeah, they do a wide range of different kinds of steering wheels, brakes, and the usual as well. But okay. Brilliant. And to who won that auction? Okay, that's brilliant. So just so for myself to find out, but I'll tell you all as well. With SimuCube's logo there as well, they actually gave away a wheelbase to SSRI, which they auctioned off. Yeah, so between Stone Rig and SimuCube, definitely give them support. And give support to SSRI. You'll see in the bottom left there all the different socials coming up. If you are into sim racing and you're looking to keep to update with everything that they're doing, get in, like, subscribe, follow, all the different kind of ways. Keep in touch with them, and of course they have their website there as well with everything going on as well. Chris, I think, is going to start off a blog on his favourite Chris sandwiches as well, hopefully soon enough. Oh, they never go. But yeah, you can see the track getting quite busy now, and I'm loving seeing that. Guys getting out of the way, not getting involved. That Honda is definitely in a bit of a rush there. I think that's the worst thing. If you don't give yourself a gap, you can't really overtake or force cars off, because if that car ahead even is slower, they're entitled to be there and get their qualifying lap in. If they're invalidated, obviously they should move out of the way. So that's one thing you're going to have to see drivers over the next 40 minutes now, is learn a bit of patience. If they haven't got the gap, they'll know now that they're faster than driver ahead. They can let off a bit maybe, and then build the gap to go flat out and not be impeded, as everybody on track's entitled to get their qualifying lap in regardless of pace. The Honda's absolutely on it there. On now with Hendrik Zimmerman for, is it SLRT? It's a new team to me. Well, welcome along, SLRT. Yeah, that Honda is absolutely, like, I think he's just been so aggressive that he can just let off and actually build the car. Like, this is the perfect place to do it. But he's not giving up. I just think that's so mean, racing some poor lad that's trying to get a lap in. Yeah, he should have done that down the straight to give himself a nice big enough gap. But on now with Jan Fair, is it Fenyer? Or Fair and Fenyer? I ruined names, sorry guys. For SimRC Pro Am. I'm assuming that's a livery that's yet to be uploaded or yet to be supplied. Yeah, so guys, make sure to get your liveries across to the lads. Try definitely not on the day of the race, because I know for myself from experience when you're doing the broadcast, get the liveries in time. Try and get them in ASAP. 8 p.m. tomorrow is actually the cut-off as well. Chris has informed me. So make sure they're in and get those lovely liveries on the broadcast as well. And if anyone wants a free livery and doesn't have a livery, I'll happily make them a livery, but it has to have Chris's face on it somewhere. You'll supply when you'll be generous. And we're on to Oliver the Madman himself. I do like that livery. I like CBSR's skins. I think me and Oliver were talking about this probably last year, in the last year's stream actually. Just how nice that paint job is. And it really stands out. So what can Oliver do? P27 at the minute. I'm expecting Oliver to move up because, in fairness, I know he's had quite a break with issues with his PC, but I'm sure he'll find his pace again once he gets his head down. And is that Clive Bixby out there I see? Or is that his team, me? If Clive Bixby's here, I'm just going to put all my money on him winning this. Straight up. I'm not even going to think about anyone else. He is absolutely electric. And is that Ryan Cooper? If that's Ryan Cooper that I remember from several years ago, he used to race. He was absolutely mental fast, but was a little bit accident prone. But that was years ago. I'm sure it's changed now, but he was an absolute, he was a pure nutter legend to go for speed. No, I'm just saying I think it's his teammate that's out there. It's the livery that was on the McLaren. It's Bixby's livery. He races in one of my friends' leagues, and I've tried to, when I say try to race with him, that's literally all I was doing. I was basically an obstacle to slow him down. That's the livery there. Oh, he's in the Bentley. That McLaren that was just in view was the one I'm talking about. Yeah. This is Ryan. I'm dying to know if that's the Ryan Cooper that I'm thinking of. I'm absolutely dying to know. Because I wouldn't have seen him racing for years. Ricardo, why is he screwing over the Porsche in qualifying? Yeah, I said that myself. I thought it was a little bit on the rough side there. Oh, it's Nico Hanke in the car. He's a good fast driver as well. I'm very interested to see what these guys are going to do. This is going to be interesting because I would honestly highly rate this team. Really and truly, I would really rate these teams. Like, yeah, I'm very interested to see what they do on Saturday. Now I'm really excited for the race because these guys, for me, are absolutely rapid. Oh, he was, yeah. I've seen him in there, yeah. Yeah, he's an absolute legend, that one. I'm wondering then, will I see the likes of Davy Hill, Chico Lindfar maybe in as well? That's going to be interesting. Davy Hill is another lad who's just silly fast. Oh, and then Chico Lindfar is a man who I've very close love for as well. He's brilliant. Ah, Dave, literally as I was saying about Dave Hill, he just messaged me there on the Discord. He's actually racing with Bixby and with the lads. Honestly, that's, for me, 70's the team to beat overall. They're just so good. That's class. I'll be really looking forward to seeing the boys out there. Davy Hill is Scottish. I'm not sure where Bixby's from. All I know is that he's an assassin on track. Now on with Schroeder. This is a name I remember with the Mode 11 guys. Do we have about 5 teams from these again this year? There's more in the endurance series. Yeah, I have to say I love Mode 11 as well. They're always good fun. I need to ask this now so my brain can get ready. Is there that weird team that'll have a Porsche with a Ferrari livery on it? Are they in this year? Grand, because that they made me get horrors for a long time with all their mad liveries. Oh yeah, Nico Ericsson out there. Oh, Trej Fredrickson is racing the car number 9 there. Is that Trej? Oh, no way. No way. I didn't know he raced with yous. Very good. Oh, I like Fredrickson. Jeez, I haven't seen him in a while as well. That's great to see him on track. In P12 at the minute. Nice. Yeah, I probably will get faster than that. You might see them in the lower 50, maybe the later 58s by the end of it, once the track is now fully optimal and you get the guys going out and getting a gap. But yeah, I knew it was going to be in around the 59s. I had to dig deep to remember because I was getting like 2-minute ones thinking I was a legend. But it was like mid 2-minute ones as well. So like that's why I know I'm not as fast as a lot of these guys. So Off-roaders out there. There's a good few names that I know, and then some that I remember from SSRI and the previous endurances. So it's great to see the massive amount that's there. So altogether then, what is it, 40, 44, 45 cars, isn't it? Yeah. Well, whoever misses out will be sitting at the back. And we're on now with Serge for RNE in the Maca. Nice to see that as well. Oh, is it? Ah, because I knew the name Serge. Alright. Brilliant. See, oh, we jumped up to P3. Let's go 113. Getting close. Expecting maybe a couple more tens. Yeah, I was expecting the 159s. I just didn't know exactly what, because as me and Chris were literally trying to remember kind of what the lap times were. But yeah, I think they're really sweaty there as well. And you look all the way down to about P17 now, less than a second splitting them. That's phenomenal. That is absolutely brilliant. And the top three, less than 2/10. Like, genuinely, this can go any way whatsoever. Top three, should I say, is less than 2/10, but then Mahalio getting very close there as well. So great lap there from Serge for Simhaven. I don't know that name, Simhaven. That's a supplier, isn't it? You need to know everything. You're like my Google. I'm just talking till I correct it. I feel like Martin Brundle. That's the joke. Oh, Michael Thomas, another lad that I know. He's a really good driver as well. Great to see Michael Thomas in here and still in the Aston. Brilliant. He's doing a solo. Am I alright to plug him a little bit because he does have a YouTube channel? But I'm not going to give the YouTube channel. But definitely look up Michael Thomas Sim Racing. He's a gentleman, absolute gentleman. That's great, and especially that he's doing it on his own. I tip my hat to him as well. That's like 24 hours. I don't know how they're going to do it. Brilliant, and he's donated the coaching section as well. I knew it. That's really good. Well, Michael's an old legend, he is. I had the pleasure of having him and his few mates racing with us for a season or two back in the day. I know the flashing thing. I think Michael's going to have to get used to this as well. The boys need to be patient. That's one thing I used to always alliterate when I was doing out of the way goes in McLaren. That's nice. I used to always alliterate that. It's up to the driver behind to build the gap themselves. They've no one to blame but themselves. Oh, nice catch there as well. A little bit snappy there. Of course, the weight transferring there with the hills and the crest there as well. So I love seeing how the boys are fighting the cars here. Hard on the brakes. Oh, a bit of sideways as well as the brakes lock keeps nice and tight and on the throttle. That's the perfect line nearly to be taking that. And he's carrying as much speed as he possibly can. He scrubbed off very little on exit as well. He's able to go flat out. The Aston, nice. So he could be looking at possibly a top three unless he finds more. Of course, there's still a few corners to go. This corner can make or break it. And the Aston, I'm sure he's probably in about second into third there just to use the rev range. Going to avoid that curve. Oh, yeah, that exit killed him. There's probably a bit more in it there, but less than a tenth exactly. Pretty much covering the top three now. Michael Thomas there lost that tenth, I'd assume, on that exit, the last corner. And that's what I was saying, even on the track guide, you want to make sure not to run too wide there, because it'll absolutely murder you. It's like any of the corners where there's a decent straight. You need to just get that one corner absolutely right. You can get one of the smaller corners wrong, even on the mountain, and kind of let off a little bit and not lose up too much time. As we're on now with Ivanov for the Luke Oil Racing esports team. is back out there. I'm wondering, is Dave Hiller Bixby going to go out and do a bit of quality as well? I'll be interested to see that. Let me see there. Oh yeah, that's Chris Tadder from Amigos. Couldn't get a proper commentator in. Chris, they only get the best in here. That's why I'm here. I came out of retirement for this race. Out of my little break that I was having, but I'm more than happy to be jumping in and supporting such a great race. And of course, that supports the charity. Why not? So you'll be hearing my voice plenty on Saturday as well. Chris, are you racing this evening as well, or are you just in causing havoc in SSRI's chats? Across the line there, Ivanov goes. Oh wow, 0.027 of a second there from Warner. So pole is definitely not set yet, as we're still 27 minutes to go, or just under 27 minutes to go. Can we jump on one of the slower lads down the back, if you don't mind, and just give them a bit of airtime as well? I don't want to be giving all these boys with the big heads something as well. That Porsche looks absolutely funky. Porsche team, Shumi Skins for Cezulus, I'm going to call that name. That's quite interesting. Reynolds. So Marcos was down in P36. I would have thought he would have been up a bit higher. Oliver Anderson up in P26. That's not a bad effort, especially with the fact that he hasn't been sim racing in quite a while. Patrick Prince having a decent go so far in the Nissan as well. I expect some of these guys that are a bit further down, maybe overall race pace, to come back a bit in terms of position as well. So it's probably sometimes safer to be further back, but the only issue is if you're too far back and something happens on that mountain, you could be losing a chunk of time. Chris, thought you got rid of you. Comms myself tonight. Oh, nice one. Enjoy the comms, mate. That's what we'd like to see. Simulation Chris, be nice, dude. Moto greets. It's alright, Moto greets. We know each other years. And yeah, so Celia's doing a good job up the mountain, and you need, yeah, he's done perfect there. Maybe just a little bit of a touch there. Oh, yeah, he's gonna need a bit of wax there for that one. Do you want to jump on with Marco Esposito if you don't mind? I'm really interested to see him in a Ford. That for me is very unusual to see. He's number 166. A P36. So they're still using it, yeah. Yeah, I like these guys. These are an Italian team, the SFTI guys. He's been with them for years now at this stage. And very interesting to see. I see the Italian flag down. Very, very Italian. But these guys are normally quite good in terms of once they're racing, they're dedicated. Try and get them into your leagues as well, because they're really a good group of guys. I'm surprised. Have we any M04R teams over here now? Squads are racing. There's a few teams I'd love to introduce these, because these extra teams would be nice to see. But Marco Esposito there, nice looking livery. It's different to what I remember them having or using before, so nice to see that there as well. Let me see who else is out there. As we jump back on here, so we're still at 1,550, so it's jumped up a little bit, I think, since the last time we've seen it. We're at 31% now. So yeah, guys, don't be afraid to donate as much as you can or can afford to do. If it's £1, if it's £5, or whatever it is that you can afford to do, it's all going to a great cause with the Christie charity. And of course, this whole race will be in honour then of Gareth P. Longdon as well, a close friend of Chris as well. So the respects there and condolences to his family as well. Yeah, and I think this is what it's all about in times where charity's needed or there's a pass, and sim racing, I think, is probably one of the greatest things and the greatest communities for people coming together and giving a dig out as well, guys. So thanks to Stone Rig and for Simicu for donating bits, whether it be the photo shoot or the wheelbase, and even like some Michael Thomas donating a session as well. All of it helps to make the event even better and kind of bigger than what you'd normally see out there as well. So thanks to everyone involved, and the unsung heroes as well, Chris Hill and then Baz in the background when they're doing the broadcasting as well. They are the unsung heroes, having to do the camera work for pretty much all the races. And to everybody else, all the comms team of SSRI who do get involved, be it in the commentary for the league racing or in the likes of these endurance events or the charity event, it's all appreciated. And if you are looking to get involved, definitely PM one of the team in the Discord, and they'll be able to help you out there as well. Go on, talk dirty to me, Mr. Hill. No one can hear you. Brilliant. Brilliant. And where's he based, or does it say? So there's 3 45-minute sessions in a full motion rig. That's based in the Netherlands. So even if you're not in the Netherlands, if you get that, that's an excuse just to go and have a little holiday as well, or a weekend away. That's up on the auction house. What else is up there? Thanks to Baz Van Mellis, by the way. There's a 2-hour coaching session there with Michael Thomas, and I would greatly tell anyone who gets that to definitely utilize it. Yeah, he's quite knowledgeable and will definitely improve your driving. Be it just he'll be able to see something that maybe you don't, because sometimes when you're racing week in, week out, you kind of get I suppose tunnel vision in your driving, and you don't feel like you're improving, and you can't see. You kind of sometimes have to let someone experienced and fast look at it, and then be able to say to you, well, look, your braking could be slightly off, the gear that you're using, the line. There could be small things they're not even using enough of the track. So that's definitely something to be utilised. Okay, so the 24-hour of Daytona sign gloves from Inchydonor, I think is the name. Obviously, it's me. I'm going to get the name wrong. Chris Hill definitely didn't get it wrong. He got it right. Nice. And then there's Puma, I don't know, they're Speed Cap Pro gloves signed by the Porsche, or shoes, sorry, apologies. That's even better. Now, were they used? Size 7.5 UK, but they are signed from a Porsche Pro Cup driver. And what's his name again? Joshua Rogers. Unfortunately, you don't get the Porsche supplied with it, but you have the racing boots ready to go. Well, that's brilliant. I think these are things I'd absolutely love that, even just to have it like around my PC and my bits, just having it as part of my memorabilia. I've like signed stuff from several drivers as well, but that's something I'd really love, is getting boots or gloves or something like that. That's awesome. So I might even have a look on that as well. I smell a bonus coming in January, so I can maybe splash out a little bit if I'm lucky enough to win it in the auction. That would be quite cool. Nice one. Unfortunately, Chris will not put up himself for a dinner date on it, so we'll try and get that for maybe next year. We'll try and convince him to bring the winning bidder for a dinner date somewhere. For pizza. I know Oliver would love that. He'd be the only one then putting in thousands for it. To finally get his pizza. But no, that's awesome, and I think it's quite unique to this league that there is these auctions and the funds do go to charity as well. I've not come across that in other kind of charity events that I've been kind of involved with through the years. So I like that kind of aspect to it as well, which is quite awesome. On here now with Strage and doing a good job. Let me see though. Where is car? Stanley Hankley is still in the car. I'm very interested to see if anyone does jump in. Now, the fastest time is down to a low 1:59 now, by the way. So the times really are improving. I reckon we could see a possible late 58. And maybe I'm pushing it by saying that. No problem. Porsche's fun here, says F1, F2 with Rowe. Yeah, the Porsche is a great car here. The only thing is you kind of feel a little bit slow down the straights. Like it's an absolute demon through the mountain. But down the straight you might feel it a little bit compared to a Boatley or a Ford or those top speed wise. What is quite awesome. So, is there driver swaps allowed through quali? Yeah. Brilliant. I'm surprised all the drivers haven't kind of tried to do a few laps each so far. Seems to be quite steady with the names that are on track. Maybe they might switch over for maybe the last 10 minutes. I'm quite surprised a few of the guys expecting to see not out there yet. Who is actually Dominic East racing with? Or is he able to race? Yeah. Dominic has cheated on Oliver. I know he's racing in another team. I have a look what to expect with Dominic. You know, he's a bit loose like that. He sees a shiny livery and he's gone. Okay, we're getting a nice replay here. Oh, the curb, no. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Do you know what? At least... Oh, it definitely is, but at least they just pointed in the right way. Because nothing was being the wrong way. Oh, my. Oh, my. Perfect exit. Oh, I was about to say, his car is absolutely mangled by the stage. I'd say the steering's completely gone. Let's say, you're right. But it's so easy, it can happen. And this is the thing. A small mistake on the likes of Monza or that, you get away with it. But on a track like this, you're not going to get away with it. It's going to murder you. Once you've got those walls around you, it's kind of a bit like a street track nearly through the mountain. There's no room for error. What I'd recommend everyone do if they want to do a bit of homework, look at the older V8 supercar racing through the years. Lads in the 80s and 70s doing it, and there was no barriers. Oh my god, they were men. Unbelievable. Trees and everything there, and they'd be flat out in cars, basically with a bit of tubing as a roll cage, basically. Right. Oh, I love that camera view going up the hill like that. The cars moving over the curb there as well. And we're on here now with Toja in that beautiful McLaren. This car, so you can nearly take this whole mountain flat in this, other than you do this, do a small lift there. I think is the only place if you don't have the line right, and you can get away with a small lift there. There is a bump though, kind of mid corner. If you do get your line slightly wrong, you will feel it and probably will lift to stabilize the car. Look how smooth he is there through the braking, which is nice to see. I love how aggressive the people are being on entry then as well through that little mini chicane. This corner here will make or break your lap, and beautifully done. And well done to the BMW as well, straight out of the way. That's like, I love seeing that. No blocking at all. Now he can get himself prepped for his next lap as well, or she, if there is any female racers here this evening. Yeah, that's true as well. Get the VSC out to collect the debris. We'll get Chris Hill out there now on the live track. Will we? Chris, jump out there and clean though. Yeah. And I do agree with you, Barbecue. V8 supercars in general are amazing. They're absolutely great fun. Honda is sus. I think this, though, some bop BS is going on as they are everywhere tonight. I don't know. I think the Honda has a fair bop. I don't think it's a meta bop. I still genuinely stand by the Ford has the best bop from my experience of doing commentary over the last, say, 5-6 months in leagues and stuff like that. I've seen the Ford getting so strong. But then again, it's nice that the Aston has come back, I think, to a fair pace. I'm pretty sure, in my opinion, though, the Elephant bop is nearly kind of where it needs to be. I think the Ford needs to be reined back slightly in terms of bop, but other than that, I think it's probably the best the bop has ever been since the inception of a proper bop like that, or the LFM bop as everyone uses. It's a beautiful shot here up through the hill. We're down to 13 minutes now. That was scrubbed off a bit of time there. Nicely done there. And you don't want to run too wide there on that exit, because that other curb there will send you to Narnia as well. Beautiful. Now nearly touch the wall to get that. The apex there, the way the camber of the road is, really pulls you in, so you can turn late and aggressive there, and it will grip. Beautifully done on the power. One a bit wider, lovely. It's a tiny little thing, and it's absolutely, literally, the pedal is through the bulkhead at this stage, trying to get more power out of the engine. Look, he's out of it now. He's letting someone go by on their lap, and then he's going to get himself back out. Yeah, fair play. Not on a hot lap. I think that's the right thing to do. So Michael Thomas is up into P5 now, so that's more as what I was expecting of Michael Thomas to be up there as well. Now, Hank is only down in P11. I was expecting him, the car 70, to be up higher. Now, it depends if they unleash the beast in the machine or not. Nope, absolutely not. It's always the way. So Andy has absolutely jinxed Mr. Mead there with that little incident. But he's back out there now for PS UK Sports. Now, looking at the gap behind him, he's probably going to have to get out of the way to the two cars, and then he has a nice gap to be sunk out in. So he needs to have a quick enough outlap, though. Car number 99. So, Mr. King, where are the Christie logos on this vehicle? You can tell us that. Good to see all the chat in this lovely stream here on YouTube. Everyone who's watching, give this a thumbs up. Not for me, not for anyone else other than Chris Hill and all the guys in SSRI getting this event going. So I want to see at least 50 thumbs up on this, as we see an absolute murder. And yeah, he's back to the pits as well. Maybe the pressure of the camera. Yeah, I think the camera pressure is too much for him. I think that's what's happening there. Who can we jump on? Oh, there's Bixby in the car, on car 70, straight up. That's the car we need to be on. I'm expecting an exceptional lap out of this, man. The only thing is he's going to have traffic very, very soon as well. I don't think he's on a fast one yet, is he? Oh. Hope he's not, because he's going to find traffic now, and it's probably going to be backed up traffic. Just the exit. Like, I just don't understand that. I've watched any race that I've been in, I've watched his laps, tried to understand how he does it. Like, it looked very simple. When you're looking at someone's lap, it looked very simple, but it's just getting it together the way he does. It's just sick. It's next level, man. So everyone watching as well, who do you think? I want to get your predictions. Who's going to be the top 3 in the race on Saturday? Let me know all your... Oh my god. Let me know your predictions there. Bixby is going to be finding himself in traffic. He needs to be let off and get himself a cap. I think this is going to be dodgy for him in terms of getting a gap in, so maybe come back to him maybe when there's not much of a gap around him. I'll keep an eye on him on the lap. Who else is out there? So anyone improving? You've got the two. I should have actually logged into the server and had the tool open as well to look at gaps. So with Stan McGrunan, as there is a bit of improvement. Oh, that Ford, that's... Ugh. He must have whacked the wall and was just trying to get off the way. Wrong place to do it. I suppose there's no right place to try and get off in such a narrow section. Should have drove through it if he could. Lovely stuff there. That exit curve there that he went up slightly, that scares me, because if you clip that too much, it does send you off. So fair play to him for choosing the right amount of it. CVS or eSports, car 101 be number 1 in the race. Oliver is, yeah, down in 27th there at the minute. CBSR, I think he's after having about 2 kegs at the minute, so I don't think he'll be P1 today anyway. Possibly tomorrow. Mackenberg will be the faster Lexus, my prediction. Oh, do you know what? I don't know. We'll see. Brilliant. Ruben, 95, go, go, go. The Lexus Mackenberg there, the 415 up in P9. Oh, they're both in the same car, so is it? Ah, okay. Brothers, that's good to see as well. Tresh Ferguson doing a good job. Who's Tresh's teammate? Ah, okay. Excellent. To see a few cars back in the pits there now. Bixby down as well. I'm expecting him if he does get that. This is going to be very interesting. I know it's because he's the only Lexus. That's why I was laughing. That's going to be very, very interesting to see what happens there. It's a nice looking map, that. Let me have a look. Oh, my Sim Racing Honda. Oh, they don't have. Oh, they do have a little bit of orange. I was about to say, I was used to seeing them a little bit more orangey in the past. It's a new look from what I remember last year. I'm a fainer there now. Oh. That would have hurt even the start of his lap here. He would have been down slightly. Ah, nice. There's 2 of them there. They definitely changed their livery, though. From what I remember them used to be, anyway. That's very fair. There was a team that used to race here. I'm surprised I'm not seeing them out there as well. I just can't remember all the drivers' names now. It's gone from my head. Oh yeah, actually, where's Chris as well? Yeah, I forgot about them. Really? Ah, okay. Ah, yeah, Nelson and Mike as well. Yeah, Jesus. Yeah, I haven't seen Chris Vickers in ages. I was actually thinking of Chris Wall, but I think he's racing with Eleanor. I'm not sure if they've raced over here or not. Logistical Nightmare Racing or so African team / league. Yeah. Fair play, he's been solo. How did the boys do it on their own? Oh, that's exactly what I was thinking. I'm not going to say it on the stream, but that's exactly what I was thinking. So we're down now to the 3 minutes and 50 mark. Let's have a look at the top few, if you don't mind, just for the guys on the stream. Because this is now the business end. Wow, Warner down to 59.0. We're nearly at the 58s. Half a second clear, though, of Ivanov. Bixby's in the pits. I'm sure Bixby's coming out now for one more run. He is. And he's in clean air. I was just looking more on the map of his. He has a gap. So this is his chance now to really just not let one at 8-9 boy. Maybe drop a little bit back from 6-6-9 to give himself the best run. Is he going to steal a pole from this guy here, Mr. Chris Warner? Is Ivanov going to do the job? They're all just going to have to give it their best now. If they're on a hot lap, this is their second last chance. If they're on an out lap, it's going to be their last go. So Zimmerman is now completely finished qualifying, as is Mr. Warner now. Because by the time you get out of the pits and get around, it's going to be too late. Oh no, Warner's gone back out. I eat my words. I'm going to say at the 2-minute mark it's too late then, because they might get away with it with 30 seconds. Wow. He actually had quite a bit of a gap as well ahead of him, which is nice to see. Well, he might possibly get another lap in. So now it's the 2-minute mark. Now, if anybody is going to be even finish the lap, start another, it's going to be their last lap now. Anyone who's going to be finishing their lap, kind of any second now, that's it. They're done and dusted. So Van Leisenberg is Levitzenstein is back in the pits. I'm going to ruin his name. Striano's in the pits now. They're done. Definitely done. I'm going to keep an eye on Bixby down at 15th at the minute. I'm not used to seeing that. Obviously, he's only out in the car as well. He's getting the tyres warmed up. Beautiful exit. Didn't waste any speed on the exit there. Enough curve. Turn 1 as wide as you dare, which he has done right in the white line. Beautiful exit there as well. Probably could have run a little bit wider, but then again, that curb can kind of bump you a little bit. So the McLaren doesn't like curves as much as the Beamer behind. Could chew them all day. In terms of delta, I don't think you have a delta for him, do you? Yeah, I guess as much as I don't think you done a actual full hot lap. Nice and wide on the exit. Yeah. I know what you meant. All good. Needs to be flat through here as well. S0720S is such a good car. There. From that camera view, every time the boys throw it in like that, you always think they're going to clip the wall. They always make it work. Lovely exit there. Beautiful. But we don't know who's going to be, so this will be interesting. Some great competition here as well in this race, I'll tell you that much. Seeing the names to me, like Michael Thomas is normally a hard hitter as well, so he's up there provisionally in P6. So exit didn't run too wide on the exit, which is nice. It's all down to this from now. We don't know what this time's going to be. There was no reference, no gauge. No. I'm shocked that was not valid, or maybe not fast enough. Really weird. Okay. Bixby, you're making me eat my words. So Warner is still safe for now. In terms of gap, what way is Mr. Stretch looking? Okay. Zimmerman or Thomas improving? And Mackenberg in the Lexus. That's probably the last one that I'd ask. Okay. So it's actually looking like Warner then is absolutely safe. Is Warner up as well? Because he's actually out there in the lap as well. Okay. Okay, well, there we go. It looks like it's going to be Warner from Ivanov from Strage, Zimmerman, Malio, Thomas, Turma, Tuja, Mackenberg, and Fenner for the top 10. Across the line, no, it doesn't improve. Great lap times though. 59.0 is a phenomenal lap out there. Go on, Liam. And he's Irish as well. Go on, Mila Mahagot, Liam. Beautiful lap. That's that. That was a very quick hour, to be honest with you, because qualifying it's always just on it, and then of course going through everything with yourselves. So, Chris, in my ear, if you don't mind, remind me, we're going to be live from about half 11, 12, is it, on Saturday? Yeah, so it's not decided. Yeah, so the stream will start between half 11 and 12, probably most likely quarter to 12. Lights out then at 12 o'clock, and it's running then for 24 hours. Yeah, so even if you're not racing and you're just interested in supporting maybe a team or a driver, or if you're just interested in sim racing, make sure to follow and subscribe to the page so at least you won't miss the next races. Click the bell icon if you want to see when streams are at and goes up as well. I'd always recommend that. I do that on the streams that I really enjoy watching, and I'd recommend it for this as well. Follow the socials as well. I'm sure they might get a few nice screen grabs of action and throw them up on Twitter and Instagram and all the socials there as well. And yeah, I think the bigger thing is, don't forget, if you're able to even donate £1, get it in there. All the money goes to Christie Charity. On the Sim website as well for SSRI, there is of course then the auctions that are going until about just after 12 p.m. on Sunday as well. So you still have time left, and there's some really, really good stuff up there. Uh, Between if you want to get on a sim rig, a full motion sim rig, getting guidance from some drivers as well, it's all there as well. And if you're looking forward or looking to get into racing, join into the SSRI Discord, and the guys will look after you. And not even just the staff, the drivers are always quite helpful as well when you need assistance at all. So definitely get involved with them. And I think that is it for tonight, Chris, is it? Just about. And let me think as well. Just a big thank you again then to Simicube for donating that wheelbase, and to Stone Rig there as well for doing the 3 different for doing the photo shoot with the guys as well for the Christie charity. So yeah, have a good evening, and we'll see you live on Saturday.